Family, friends, and well-wishers, a pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to the celebration of the life of the late Sally Ann Adams. We welcome in a special way those joining us over virtual platforms. My name is Tonya Adams, niece of Sally Ann Adams, for me, Auntie Sally Ann, and today I am honored with the responsibility of moderating today's tributes. As some of you may be aware, Auntie Sally Ann passed away in the US where she resided. Her wish was to be buried or laid to rest in her land of birth, Grenada. Auntie Sally Ann was truly a model to so many of us and one of Grenada's most finest gems. It is my absolute pleasure at this time to welcome Miss Deborah Cameron, sister to Auntie Sally Ann, to do her tribute.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Deborah Cameron, and I am Sally Ann's youngest sister. I am a woman, phenomenal woman, that's me. Those words by American poet and activist Maya Angelou aptly describes my big sister, Sally Ann. Today, I declare to the world that I am proud to be the daughter to whom she never gave birth. My big sister remains a rare and unique stone among life's most precious gems. Her positive attitude, integrity, strong-mindedness, sense of humor, and powerful demeanor had placed her on a pinnacle of life that the world's greatest women have yet to reach. I have lost not only a sister, but a friend and my mentor. Today, I honor her with a Heavenly Academy Award. Because she will relay a story with all antics of true artistry. Today, I honor her with a Heavenly Grammy Award for her love of music. She loved calypso. She also loved classic R&B, especially Anita Baker. Today, I honor her Today, I honor her as a Nobel laureate because of her love for poetry, Caribbean stories, mystery, and a good book. She had the most beautiful handwriting. She did not write her memoirs though. I admired her boldness, her honesty, her frankness, her humor and wit, her love for nature and the beach, her love for carnival. She is what I will call an original Grenadian. 40 years, and she never changed her Grenadian twang. I miss her calls on morning. Mama Sita, she used to call me. What nice food you're cooking down there, girl. As sisters, we quarreled and fought. And I wish I could go back to those years. Today, I say my final goodbye, but I cannot and will not. All I can say to this great icon of a woman is, I love you.
Thank you, Deborah. At this time, we will have Camille Adams Bean doing a poem as her tribute today named Mammy.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, thank you for being here, and thank you for It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's coming here to close a chapter in what my mother would have wanted. As Deborah mentioned, she was truly a Grenadian. She loved Grenada. You could not tell her anything about Grenada, okay? And her wish was to be buried here, and that's why we're here today. I know it's 2 years later, but the memory is still fresh because most of my trips, she would be standing right here with me. So I miss that. But I'm going to read this poem, and to give you context, the poem is titled Mammy. It's original. When I wrote this, it was originally dedicated to my grandmother, Mary Cameron, who passed away. But my mom loved this poem because it talks about her and the family. So the context of this is about, I was probably about maybe 8. It was the context of the poem. That's the age that I'm writing, if you can think of. So I was 8, living in Grenada, attending St. Louis Arski Girls' School, Mother Rose. So I want you to just take it from that context, okay? And it really is dedicated to my grandmother, Mary Cameron, but my mom loved this. So it's called Mammy. Yes, Camille, what you want? I in the backyard watering this plant. I ain't finished cook yet, but hold on tight. Don't worry, you're gonna get food by tonight. How was school? You sell all the fudge? You eat all again? Lord, you're gonna need a purge. Crack the coconut, let me make some more. It's okay, I go do it, you might bust your toe. I have some wares to wash and some clothes too. I have to clean the yard and polish Deborah's shoe. Lord, remind me to cut some callaloo. Tarlene wants it, and that is what I forget to do. I wonder if Jason and Ian eating right. I don't know where Ian going with all that height. Miss Imo calling you. Go and see. Oh God, don't make me laugh, you go make me pee. Your Uncle Roy and the big mouth are back in town. 4 day morning, I heard the song. I sure all Grenada know he here. He makes so much noise and he don't care. I wonder what Sally Ann doing right now. She is your mother, but I don't know how. You're so different from her, Miss Johnny Walker. Always going somewhere, and Lord, what a talker. Eric's self is a case for the courthouse. Well, Deborah, she afraid cockroach and mouse. I really have some crazy children, but they all is mine and always will be to the end. Lord, it's 10 o'clock now and I still have work to do. Well, tomorrow is a new day and I will finish that too. Thank you.
Confession is, that's actually one of my favorite poems of Camille's too. At this time, we would welcome Christopher, the grandson of Auntie Sally, to do a melody named My Way. Fantastic, absolutely lovely. Moving quickly along, we'll have Uncle Cloyd George, uncle of Sally Ann, to come forward now and do his tribute.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cloyd George. Sally Ann was my niece with whom I had a very long and special relationship. I was born and raised in Rady, Mount Parnassus, and my mother, Irene, invited Sally Ann's mother, Mary, to come and live with us. Mary was pregnant with Sally Ann at the moment, and my mother wanted to keep her close because it was her first grandchild. My mother loved Mary because she was very polite and softly spoken. And I loved having Mary around because she treated me as a little brother, and I love her as a big sister. Eventually, Sally Ann would be born, and it felt like I had a new little sister rather than a niece. It was nice to know to not be the youngest in the home anymore. My mother loved having a small child running around her feet. We even lived through Hurricane Janet together. If you are old enough to remember Hurricane Janet, that is a memory that no one of us will ever forget. Fast forward 6 years, I am 19 years old and Sally Ann is 6 years old. And I would leave Grenada for the UK to start a new life. Even though I was far away across the world, I will always keep in touch with my big sister, that's Mary, and my niece Sally Ann. Sally Ann would go on to become a teacher, but she also had a desire to travel. She would visit Canada for a while before eventually settling in the United States. Anything that Sally Ann wanted to do over the years, I would try and my best to support her, to help her to live a good and comfortable life. Because even though she was my niece, both Sally and Mary, we were like sisters to me. They were like sisters to me. I visited Sally Ann in America on numerous occasions, and she will also visit me in the UK. I'm very happy to have had Sally Ann and her mother as part of my life. I do miss her and very express deeply. I express my condolences to her daughter Camille and family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Uncle Cloyd. At this time, we will invite Mr. Anthony Deriggs to do a poem entitled Goodbye, Dear Mother.
Well, good afternoon, brothers and sisters. I am glad I'm here. When I left from the United States to come here, I didn't know that I was going to do this, but for someone who loved my writing and followed me on Facebook, I had to be here. And although I had another engagement, I just had to be here. And in loving memory of Sally Ann Adams, and every time I attend a service, a memorial service, something strikes hard to the human heart: our mortality. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are like the grass of the field, the flowers that bloom, kiss the sunlight, and disappears. But you know what? Thank God for memory. because we can recall happy moments. God blessed us with this. I named this poem, Goodbye, Dear Mom, and not only a mom to Camille, but to all the others that she was a mother figure to. Now, it seems like only yesterday your flower bloomed so bright. You showered so many with love and care, a knot secured so tight. Today, the reality hits. That knot was on the brink, but the joys and happiness of yesterday will remain a cherished link. The flesh is gone, but the pleasant glow, undimmed by passing time, the precious memories are still with us of a mother true and kind. Still each day we'll see your face, we'll remember what made you smile, and each time we need a motivational lift, we'll think of you, our cherished gift. The days will come and the days will go, but the passage of time will never dim the good you did bestow. We'll not forget your nurturing hands or your eyes that blossomed faith, your love of hymns, music in general, my poetry, nature, the sports that excited you, books that you read and shared, your patriotic touch, the plants that stirred joy, brought joy to your soul. Oh, your humorous side, we will not forget. The inspiration that nudged many to excel did not fade when your eyelids closed. You walked with us. You were our friend, an inspiration that filled our hearts with unspeakable joy. And through the days our sun did not shine too bright, you were a beacon that guided our feet and helped many from stumbling in the dark. You were a solid pillar, a firm believer in God, and now your light, a glorious beam, shines from above and makes its way into our hearts. Now one day too, our bells will ring. We'll move to a different shore. Sally-Ann, you'll be waiting there with open arms to greet us at the door. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, those of you who still can call a mother, who can relate to a mother, seize the time, because we do not know the year. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Deriggs. At this time, we will invite Camille to come back again to deliver the eulogy.
Right. Let's talk about Sally-Ann. So my mom, Sally-Ann Frances Adams, was born on February 6, 1951. So on Monday would be her birthday. So we have a celebration actually going on. She was born on this beautiful island of spice that we all love, Grenada. Her parents were Maria Cameron, better known as Mary, of Soubise, St. Andrews, and Joseph William Adams, better known as Kenneth Adams, of Rady or Montparnasse, here in St. George's. My mom grew up with my grandmother Marie and her maternal siblings Eric, O'Brien, and Deborah in Montparnasse. The family later moved to Bolio, where I was born, and she made many friends there before migrating to the US. She shared many fond memories of her simple and sweet childhood in Grenada, including mango picking, river adventures, playing marbles, playing with her cousins and siblings, and simply frolicking through Montparnasse. As the eldest, she shared stories of sticking up for her sister and her brothers when they were younger and being picked on. Even in childhood, her caring yet tough demeanor showed through. My mom attended St. George's Methodist Church School, also known as Wesley Hall, and later completed Teachers College in Grenada and taught at that school until she migrated to the US in 1981. She lived in Brooklyn, New York, and in the US she worked in banking at EAB and Citibank for many years, and later as a customer service representative at Target until her passing. Many people have shared with me since then that they still expect to see her smiling face when they go to the store in Brooklyn. She was an educator at heart and always believed that everyone had a purpose and contribution to make to this world. She navigated the world with a ready smile, a jovial laugh, and a kind word. My mother knew God intimately, and it showed in her actions. She was raised Catholic and continued in her faith through passing. She first attended St. Matthew's and later settled into her church home of St. Catherine of Genoa in Brooklyn, New York. Because she taught at the St. George's Methodist Church School in Grenada, she was fully versed on both Catholicism and Methodism, so she could belt out a hymn from memory. We would often pray together on the phone when my family relocated from New York to Maryland, and she sometimes joined our church Zoom services on Sundays during the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. She was a praying woman and has influenced my strong belief in the power of prayer and my faith in God. She loved Grenada and the natural beauty and relaxation it offered, including the food, the fresh fruits, vegetables. Think of the mango, the sapodilla, soursop, guava, avocados, callaloo, name it. And the list goes on. And of course, fresh fish and the gorgeous beaches that offered her a good sea bath and a sand scrub. She always wanted to be buried here, which is why we're having this ceremony 2 years later, because we could not get her back to Grenada due to COVID. She enjoyed reading and crosswords, poetry, politics, and sports. Soccer, basketball, and football were her favorites. I can see her kicking goals while watching World Cup, or even watching Christopher playing soccer when he was younger. It was a funny sight to see her doing this. She had a green thumb, and she loved traveling, especially returning home to Grenada, of course, to spend time with family and friends. I will personally miss our biannual trips to Atlantis in the Bahamas, where we've been going since Christopher was about 4. Those wonderful memories flood my mind and put my heart to ease. And many heartwarming or funny moments bubble to the surface. And one of those moments I can remember, we were in the Bahamas and we were trying to convince her to get on one of the rides that they had on the Bahamas, and we were being persistent, right? We were, come on, Mom, come on, let's go, try it, it's okay. And she turned around and she said, listen, don't pressure me. And to date, it became a family joke. So when someone was asking us to do something, you turn around and say, don't pressure me. And we all would bust out laughing, you know? It is just her spirit that warms my heart. Don't mess with her. She was a firm and loving woman. I can even see her smiling in 2019 when we came here to Grenada for Carnival. And that is memorable to me because that would be her last trip to Grenada. So it holds a very special memory to me being here in her homeland. My mom loved family, good friends, and connecting with others, and she made time to check in and fellowship with others. What I will remember and love most about my mom was her heart. It was all the qualities that she shared from her mother, my grandmother, Mary Cameron. Like my grandmother, she would give the shirt off her back to help out others without a thought of the impact to herself. When returning to Grenada, she would always have a little something for everybody. You know, she spent most Christmases with us in a blended tradition we had with the Adams and Bain family and extensions of just the kids. I will miss those hugs, the laughter, oh gosh, good belly laugh, the words of encouragement, and most of all, her love. She was my biggest cheerleader and my son's as well. I would often tease her, actually, saying that I knew my place in line. First was grandson, Christopher. Second was son-in-law, Winston. And third was Camille. So she would laugh and say, girl, hush. You know that's my boys, you know? And you know I love you. You know, I love how she would ask about my friends and their kids and their families and get excited about how they were progressing. I know from her actions that she loved my family, her siblings, and her extended family and friends. For many of us, there will be no replacement for this shero and her role in our lives as champion, cheerleader, or best friend as she was to me. I ask you to let her kindness, her humor, and love continue in your hearts as you interact with others and share that joy that she willingly displayed, because you're here and present today. She was mother to many, and I'll just only name a few because of course they're not here, but a mother figure to my siblings, from my dad, Kai, Gino, Brent, and Trent, and of course to my husband and son. We've named a lot of the family here. You've seen Deborah and O'Brien should be here, and her other paternal siblings, some are here. Denzel is here, Janice is here in Grenada. We have in England, Gillian Weston, Hilary Santini, Michael and Maureen Adams. And her sister-in-law, Irma Adams, is here. She's aunt to Ian and Dr. Nadia Keisha Adams in the US, Jason Alexander, Tanya Adams, Maureen Alexander, and Devonshire Andrews in Grenada, Erin Adams, Maya Santini, Natasha Francis, Daniel Francis, Hayden Irvine in the UK, Daniel Victor and Julia Bergstrom in Sweden, and of course just many families. You've seen the George family, the Cameron family here in Grenada, the US and the UK, and many friends as you've gathered here today from Montparnasse, Beaulieu, Bellevue, Lamode, Grenville, just so many places. And of course the past and present teachers and students of St. George's Methodist School. Of course, she was preceded by her brother Eric and her mother and father, Marie Kenneth, in death. They died before her. But I know she left an indelible impression in the hearts of all who knew and loved her. Although her earthly book of life may have ended, our love will continue to write the sequels. I'll end here with a short poem to my mother, Memories of Sally Ann. I can hear her say, "Hello, you on a call?" which was her usual weekday greeting. Her smile, contagious through the phone, was checking to see if I was in a meeting. A ready story to share or a chat about what she wanted to cook that day, but it could be a news story, a WhatsApp photo, or times when we would pray. She was funny, she was real, she was loving, she was kind. Her humble demeanor is forever etched in my mind. It wasn't about money, position, or material things that we owned. It was about who you were as a person, and love seems gently sown. Such big shoes to fill from this big-hearted, maternal queen bee. I'll try my best to honor and live the way that she would want for me. So until we meet again, my cheerleader and biggest fan, know that I love you, and this is my dedication to my mom, Sally Ann. May her soul rest in peace in God's loving arms. Amen.
Okay. So Camille would have very in-depthly brought closure to this, to the tribute session. At this time, we will be getting ready for the celebration of the Eucharist. I would like all family members of Salian to congregate at the back of the church for the reception of the ashes. I would also like to invite everyone to join their hearts and their hands in today's celebration of the Eucharist. Auntie Salian, as you know, from the eulogy and all the tributes that were done, was a very energetic person. So we invite you all to sing, respond, and just participate fully in this celebration of the Eucharist. I thank you.